What is up, my friends? Welcome back to the channel. In the last video, I was able to get all of the parts stripped on the SX500. All of the parts are laying down here in pieces. Had a little bit of trouble with some rust removal over here at the bottom, but I was able to figure it all out. Still going to be focusing on these pieces right here. Now that they are all fully sanded, they are ready for paint. Stay tuned. Here are all the pieces for the SX500. Got everything stripped down in the last video. Got all three of these pieces completely stripped, completely sanded down. But I had a lot of rusting going on where the foot pegs were at down here and inside of here. Tried to take a shortcut and see if I could just chemically remove it all. Embarrassed to say that my first attempt at removing it was to put it in lacquer thinner. The only reason I did that is because that's all that I had laying around at the time. Went up to Lowe's, got some muriatic acid. It did dissolve all of the rust. It looked absolutely amazing. However, as soon as you pull it out and it dries off, it flashed rust everywhere. Went back up to Lowe's, got some Rust-Oleum rust dissolver. This stuff works really good. Does not work as fast as a muriatic acid, but what it does is it leaves a coating behind. That coating is sandable, it's paintable, and it actually inhibits the rust from coming back. All of these pieces are ready for paint. First things first, I got to get these things into primer before I can lay down the paint. Here is the primer that I have used on my car, on a lot of other things. It is a 2K primer, so it does have the hardener. For anybody that is into cars or things like that, I actually painted pretty much the entire side of this Evo. Both passenger doors, the rear and the front, I painted along with the side skirt. I painted the wheels down here, painted the calipers. I also painted these aprons back here. Definitely hit some speed bumps along the way as far as learning to paint. In the end though, everything came out looking absolutely amazing, so very confident in my painting skills now. Never done anything tubular like this though, or a frame. For the most part, everything's just been flat pieces. I'll get all of these holes masked off, everything that I don't want to get paint in or on. After that, I can lay down this primer and then we can go pick out paint colors. Just finished up the primer. I got everything cleaned off. Everything is wiped down with the Prepol. Bought these little silicone plugs just for painting. They're actually for powder coating, but they work great for painting. Paint does not stick to them. It allows you to just pull them right out. The paint comes right off. Originally, I tried to use the little IV pull thing to hang everything from. It was definitely not working. Too much weight being pulled to one side or the other, and it would finally just toppled over. I don't know why. I didn't think in the first place. I already have the tent out here covering everything. I thought it just wasn't going to be strong enough. It was, and these little clamps work absolutely perfect for hanging everything. I also stuck a little bit of tape up into here and then up into the one over there on the forks. All of the parts are primered though. Everything is ready to go for paint. Here's all the parts a little bit closer up. You can see coverage looks really, really good. Swing arm over here. Everything looks really, really good covered. Fork tubes over here. And then here's where I covered it up with a lot of the tape, or I pushed a lot of the tape in there. And then the main frame over here, I was able to get really, really good too. Made sure I got this bottom really, really good because it was just the bare metal. Very, very happy with the way that everything came out. Very, very happy that I was able to find a solution to hang all these pieces to paint them. I'm going to let everything dry, and then this weekend we will run to the store, grab some paint. Not really sure what color we're painting these just yet. This is Mom's bike that she rides around the neighborhood, so she's going to be the one picking out the colors.
It'll either be these three.
Okay.
Or these three.
Okay. Let's see here. Let me block the pink off.
Oh.
Let's throw the paint back in there. And which one do you prefer?
I like either.
Here are all the pieces. It's been a few days. Everything is completely dry. Everything is completely primered. Ended up going to Home Depot and did get all of the colors. Really, really excited for this though. I really wanted this thing to be bright. I wanted it to be really, really colorful. As far as all of these pieces, the frame, the swing arm, the forks, the kickstand, and I think I may actually do the handlebars later on also. All of these pieces though are going to go fluorescent pink. So all of the framing, all of the metal pieces underneath are all going to be pink. I think we're going to do most of the plastics blue. And the wheels and some of the other little parts, I'm going to do this lime yellow green color. The original plan was to tape off the garage, paint in here like I do with everything else. However, I ran out of my tape and drape, didn't realize it, and so I don't want to have to wait a couple of days for it to come in. Everything worked out really, really well with the primer outside. With the tent set up on the side of the house over there, I was able to get all these parts hung up on it, and it worked out perfectly. So I think I'm going to do the same thing for the base coat. That's the plan from here though. Get the tent set up on the side of the house. I'll get everything masked off, get all the parts hung up, and then we can lay down the base coat. Just finished painting everything. The swing arm came out looking actually really, really good. First, everything was looking really, really splotchy, but this paint requires about 3 or 4 coats. This is the first piece that I started on. Got plenty of paint on there. I was able to finish up the forks over here. I got plenty of paint on there. Really lay it on thick, almost make it run. You can see a couple of little splotchy spots right there. Aside from that, everything else came out really, really good on this piece. I was also able to get to the kickstand and then this little top piece for the forks. Kickstand actually came out pretty good. Did get a nice big run on the bottom down there. Surprisingly enough, that was my only really major run. The problem is when I got to the main frame over here, I don't know if you can tell, but this pink does not quite match up with this pink, and this pink. This is almost a neon pinkish orange, I guess is what I would call it. I bought 2 cans of paint. I sprayed them on there. They were both this color right here. I actually ran out of paint, went back up to Home Depot, which is where I bought the first 2 cans, bought another can of the exact same paint, and for some reason it is spraying out a much pinker looking color. Just gonna call it quits for today. I'm gonna let all of this over here finish drying. I should be able to actually cover this if I can actually get some more paint that looks like that. And then once I'm able to get some more paint, I'll get this piece covered, and after that I should be able to lay on the clear coat. All the parts are painted, all the parts are clear coated. It's actually been a few days. Everything is nice and dry. Super happy with how everything came out. I did fully plan on taping off the garage and spraying the clear coat in here. However, I got an idea and decided to run with it. I was not really worried about dirt or dust getting in this. What bothered me is all the wind that actually blows through here. I have this tent up, only the top is covered. A lot of that paint that would normally lay down on the part got blown away. I did not want that happening with the clear coat. I wanted to make sure that I got really good coverage. I loved my tent idea. My little canopy here worked out great as far as holding the parts. So what I ended up buying was this packing wrap. It comes with 2 handles on either side. I wrapped around all 4 corners. I was able to get everything completely covered. That way no wind was blowing when I sprayed the clear coat. Did end up not doing this piece over here because I got those big runs on the bottom. When I tried scraping them off, everything just kind of came off with it. I'll sand all this down and I'll respray it with the color before I lay down the clear. Did finish the kickstand. It turned out really, really nice. Frame also came out really, really good. No problems here. I did have a little bit of solvent pop happening on the swing arm. There were a few little bubbles that I popped. After I popped them, all I did was mix up just a little bit of small batch of clear coat, and then I just used a toothpick and laid it in. That way I can just sand over them, polish it, and it'll look good. Same thing with the forks on the back side. It came out really, really good, but I did get some solvent pops on the bottom down here just because of where it gets thick. I should be able to sand and polish that out. Not going to worry about that in this video. That's what I'll be focusing on in the next video. Should be able to get most of these parts all put back together. Should be able to get a lot of stuff back on the main frame. Once that's finished, I'll be moving on to another piece. Not sure if I'm going to do the plastics or wheels next just yet. Again, that'll be for the next video. Really hope you guys enjoyed this one. Really happy with how this project came out. If you liked it, please hit that like button. If you want to see everything else get painted, see everything else get put back together, hit that subscribe button, and I will catch you guys next time.